Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Today we're taking a look at Urbz, Sims in the City for Game Boy Advance. Now, I long since heard of the Sims series. I mean, arguably I've heard of it since it came out. And by heard of it, I mean played it since day one. Well, I don't think that's entirely true. I think I played it ever since we found this copy of a Sims at some sort of a garage sale or something. Let's see. So this game kind of eschews the normal start menu. Instead, we have to create an herb. Oh, wait. Is this such a smart idea? So Sims games, what you can do is you can make like a little tiny virtualized person. But then you're faced with the inevitable question, who should you make into a Sim? Now, you don't want to make yourself into a Sim, because that's kind of weird. Then you're like taking care of a mini person of yourself. So instead, let's resurrect GBA. You know, there's nothing to be done when it gives you that perfect initial character. That's kind of dorky though. That is completely dorky. That is GBA. If you remember GBA from the Monster Rancher, GBA is perfect. You can't be improved. He almost looks like some sort of elf. Oh. Alright, so if GBA wrote and directed a movie based on his life, what would the title be? Fred likes big wallets because he'd spend it all on food. It's Friday night and you don't have to work. What are your plans? Yeah, the food option. GBA is a very gluttonous nature. That's interesting. Drink a gallon of OJ. Turntable, stage name, chili pie. This one's at least named after food. Quickest way to get into it. Exclusive dance hub. Show off your bling. Yeah, GBA doesn't have money, Smith. GBA lies to himself in saying that his quote-unquote brains can compensate for his lack of muscles. Oh my gosh. Let's just take a minute to take in his zizzles. His zizzles. First of all, that word itself is somewhat ridiculous, but I think that was actual slang of the time period. Man, I'm talking like some sort of historian. I may or may not have looked through it. We have Eager Ear Hippo, Play It Off, Little Piddly Diddle, Jibba Jabba, and Livin' Large. That's crazy. None of these sound like real peoples. None of these even sound like rappers. That's how crazy these names are. Are you sure you want this herb? Well, I'm sure that I don't, but the laws of YouTube say I do. Is that one dead pixel? Oh, that was one pixel there. What was this pixel doing there? It's just the little details. Hey, I'm sure you guys notice a lot of little details when I'm playing through these games. You're like, oh hey, in Monster Rancher Advance, the bottom thing is a % to hit. Why didn't you take advantage of that? Why didn't I? Sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, just everything is just so hard to notice. Like, for example, if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have noticed that fantastic representation of the... It's not Tesla. It's the other guy. It's the meaner inventor guy. The Menlo Park guy. Edison. Yeah, Edison. So I've always kind of wondered how this Urbz series works. And, already I'm noticing a difference. It's kind of like you play yourself rather than you manage a sim. But alright. Hey, I'm gonna break. Breaks over, pal. Oh man, that's pretty great. So do I directly control the sim or not? Play squeegee clean. Oh. Alright. So up, down, left, right controls your sim. Now don't pass that off as just kind of something regular. So The Sims was always kind of based off of you're controlling these living virtual dolls of people, but you could never control them directly. You could only tell them what to do, but they themselves were sort of arbiters of their own fate. And so you could tell them to go to sleep, but if the Sim just really was too keyed up and didn't want to, then they would just not go to sleep. So, this is a very fun game. I thought I was going to play a mini game to clean up these puddles, but no, you just press A twice, so feel free to talk about it. So it's actually somewhat kind of intense that in Urbz, you're the one actually directly taking control of the sim. It's almost like it's gone from like a wish fulfillment simulation of a family into a wish fulfillment simulation of living in an urban environment. Now, I don't recall the cities ever being particularly cool back then, so, and then the fact that, like, your city looks like this, which, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. Oh, now we're playing Squeegee Clean. Void bird poo? What kind of game is this? Do we clean anything, or do we just kind of... Oh, I see. Man, this arcade game takes me back. I remember back in the arcades back in 1983 when this game came out. Man, Tecmo was so great back then. Huh, I guess, okay. Oh, twofer. But anyway, so it's kind of interesting that Urbz has kind of like changed the whole Sims dynamic. Oh, that was unnecessary. But we'll see if it's any good. Man, I remember when they had Sims on the Xbox, and that was very awkward. So I guess, okay, maybe that was part of the reason why they changed to like you actually controlling the Sim. So on the Xbox version of The Sims, well, it's sort of Sims for Xbox. Like the game you would play on a PC, now you're playing it on your Xbox. Now, don't just simplify that too much. Normally on the PC, you'd have like a mouse and a keyboard, and you could like play through those input methods. But on the Xbox, all you've got is that Xbox controller. I mean, yeah, sure, Phantasy Star Online had a keyboard, but they're not sharing. And so, unfortunately, everything has to be done through the controller. And it was a little awkward at times, most of the time. And because, like, yeah, controllers aren't very good at, like... Ugh, I'm just getting overwhelmed here. Oh man, now I'm a level 2 streaker. Just what I've always dreamed of. GBA, you're living the dream, pal. And the puddles are quiet. Back. Well, I mean, I guess I could have seen this coming, but... Tired? No, not really. But she was so happy on the end of minigame screen. Oh. It's gotta be a murder mystery. What are you, Agatha Christie? I suspect it's a murder. Poirot, take care of it. You just know that, like, Agatha Christie, each one of those novels is pretty clearly autobiographical. I don't know why anyone thinks otherwise. Alright, let's learn about the controls. By let's, I mean me, and by you, I mean you can fast forward through it. So now we're in a mini game to convince her to. I wasn't entirely paying attention, but I think we're trying to still live here. So we're trying to like butter her up. So talk about art. I love how that's just like an option. It's like you're in any sort of social situation, and it's like you're kind of looking through your cards. It's like, okay, how can I approach this social situation? What should I do next? And it's like the talk about art card. Let's talk about art. I mean, it's funny, but it's also kind of true in real life. It's like you can just kind of talk about art, huh? Okay, so I just want to emphasize that one of this guy's immediate goals is to befriend Chris Thistle. He's like, oh my god, this chick is my only ticket out of here. Let's not blow this. But we're like one compliment away. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our options are rep groups. I don't know what that is. Talk about graveyards. Or talk about hygiene. Or quote unquote friendly stuff. This chick looks a little weird, so let's talk about graveyards. Oh, I got her sad face again. I've been seeing a lot of that. Maybe she likes bad puns. Everybody likes bad puns. Maybe she likes talking about toilets. That's That's kind of weird. Maybe this guy likes to intimidate. It's like, you will become my friend. Alright, let's just let it play its course. Yeah, I guess I've got what you call that Chris from the block look. And I chose the option cheer up. Well, this social interaction has been baffling, much like most of them. Well, we've immediately hit 30 friendliness, so if video games have taught me anything, you do not talk to them any further and then you immediately make use of them as a person. It's just stuff you learn in video games. It's not harmful. That's your rep. When you're done with work, talk to Darius. He'll give you the 411. What does any of this mean? Well, those are some nice life goals. Can't clean. What are you cleaning with? That's an interesting detail. Does he even still have? Nope. He just has the magic power to clean anywhere. Maybe that's why he got hired in the first place. One interesting detail. Well, okay, a few interesting details. I'm not convinced you were supposed to be able to do that, but he just fit a toilet in his pocket. Let's place it again. Okay, the toilet has to be next to a wall. Actually, I want to read the description. Put in pocket. What does it tell you? No, it's just a regular toilet in the middle of your house. Although one interesting thing that I was going to bring up is that if you're running, then your sim does actually seem to be able to resist his needs. So typically in The Sims, when your character really needs to go, they really need to go. Like, they will start ignoring all other tasks. So the fact that you can even sort of obviate that by doing anything is somewhat interesting and really does emphasize that you're the one in control, not them. They are basically just a slave to your will. Well, it's not even a slave to your will, it's just they are a representation of you. It's just occasionally they have to eat and poop and sleep. Okay, I was gonna walk into the quote-unquote bedroom and sleep, but I'm beginning to realize there probably is not a bedroom. There are, however, 2 elevators, so that's pretty neat. Well, I was going to go for the shortest route and go fulfill all of his objectives directly, but it looks like he needs to eat. Typical Sims can't just go straight from the beginning to the end. You gotta go sideways. Then again, Sims was simulating life, so going from straight from the beginning to the end, it's that's not exactly something you want to do, because the end is death. Just in case you are wondering, yes, we have been sitting here for 3 seconds just waiting for him to get done with sleeping. Oh, I bet you have to press a button to get him up. Yeah, I could have slept all day. I actually wonder how long you can sleep. That's probably not a good thing to test. Oh, I wonder if this game has dynamic nighttime and all that. Well, they kind of solved the nighttime problem by not indicating nighttime in any way, shape, or form. Alright, let's go find Chris. So I've been attempting to converse with this person, and basically this has culminated in me talking about graveyards. Our relationship indicator has now gone negative, and she says, and I quote, "You should stay away from that place, GBA. People go in there and they don't come out alive." If that's not rock bottom, I don't know what is. Like, she's unhappy with us, and I think she just threatened us. So, well, I hope we don't get into any legal trouble, because we're not getting out of it thanks to her. Whoa, this music is pretty sweet. Say what you will about this game, but this one track is pretty sweet for like a piece of music. So, hypothetically speaking, if one were to want to leave the tower, how would one go about doing that? Because I'm starting to think that we are in fact trapped in this tower. Well, I'll admit, out of all of the ways I expected this game to go, I did not expect to 1. Run out of TV fun, 2. Repair the TV, 3. Learn that it is a holographic TV, and 3. Be given a quest by the hologram from the TV. Well, let's see what he wants. So just in case you missed that, sleep. Why? Why? Why sleep in this? I don't know, man. Okay, so we can steal the bed, but we can't just sleep in someone's place. That's wrong, right? Oh my gosh, this game is so rough. As you saw, I just used the toilet, now it's broken, but I'm like almost hungry, I need sleep, I'm completely out of fun. This guy is not going well, and it looks like we are trapped in this tower. I might legitimately kill the sim. So I basically figured out this game, it's sort of like it's an RPG with no combat, but your character has needs and wants that you have to kind of manage, which frankly is a weird combination. Why would you want an RPG where you have to manage your character's needs and wants? But oh my god, finally, Chris, my salvation. So as you can see, this game is filled with a lot of tedious nothingness, somewhat reminiscent of real life. I guess it kind of goes to show that sometimes when you make a game that's a little bit too realistic, it's not exactly a good thing. Although in real life, I would always make sure to have a TV. That's way more important than a vending machine that gives out free food. desperate bid to earn any sort of fun, let's see if squeegee clean gives you fun. I'm almost assured that it doesn't, but it looks like we are entirely trapped in this tower, and there's no TV. Kinda sounds like hell, now that I think about it. Well, at least the music's kinda neat. I don't know if you noticed, but there's like a money amount in the lower right-hand corner. So it looks like I still can work here, even though I had to turn over my squeegee bucket. So, on one hand, I guess I could point out that gameplay inconsistency. On the other hand, there's just so much else in this game. Okay, I see how this game works. So in The Sims, you have to go and, buy stuff. Oh my gosh, why is all entertainment stuff so expensive? There we go. Monochrome, can I not buy stuff? There's no... Oh my gosh. Never mind. You can't, there's no escape. There's no escape. Well, let's save the game. Okay, so playing Squeegee Clean did in fact raise my fun levels. So this guy, he must really take pride in his work because it seems to have elevated him from, oh my gosh, where's Chris? Chris, I need you. Well, I'd say normally sleeping in a lobby is a bad idea, but I mean, who's gonna notice? Nobody until they get here anyway. Okay, I'm gonna declare this one dead on arrival. Sims Urbz in the city. That was a weird experience. Well, we'll save my game, just because I am nothing if not a creature of habit. But, that was... Well, I can't say it was worse than I expected, because, I mean, I always kind of figured that the Urbz series was, like, not gonna be good. Although I do kind of like the direct control of your sim. I mean, it kind of changed the focus from, like, yeah, living out your, like, dollhouse fantasies to living out your own personal fantasies, which in a way feels a bit more authentic to the whole Sims experience, because The Sims was all about, like, kind of setting up your way anyway. So, yeah, it kind of seems better. Now, the actual game design and gameplay, well, I really kind of wish they had mostly gotten rid of the whole Sims needs thing. I mean, on one hand, I kind of get the need to tie it back into the rest of the series, otherwise it's basically like an RPG, but like, I don't know, I feel like the world could sort of benefit from like an RPG setup like this, where it's not necessarily about like maintaining your character's health and anything, it's just kind of like growing up in a cool urban environment and kind of living the way you want to. So let's see, we take this game, we remove all the aspects of The Sims, and you kind of live in a neat sheltered environment. So basically I'm describing Animal Crossing. Now let's see, thinking about this, well, this is Game Boy Advance, which is sort of concurrent with GameCube. So that means that Animal Crossing probably had just come out, because I think that was within the first 2 years of GameCube. So okay, maybe they wouldn't be able to like jumpstart the whole Animal Crossing thing. But I do feel like there is a bit of life into those sort of just life simulators where you just kind of have like an outlet for your fun. Because I mean, you look at like a lot of the a lot of what people do with Animal Crossing, and they create like these very elaborate towns. They just find this way to they find this like sort of creative easel with which to express themselves, where they have like infinite paper and quite a few number of colors to paint. Actually, too, now that we think about it, there's also kind of Minecraft, where, I mean, it's essentially just like a giant toolbox, and it gives you like everything you need to express yourself. And I mean, yeah, there are survival aspects to Minecraft, but I feel like Minecraft was never really about the survival. Interesting, so that was Urbz Sims in the City. I feel like, yeah, with a few design changes, it could have gone down a little smoother. And also, as you may have seen, like, you collect pieces of uranium or whatever, like, yeah, it's kind of one of those wacky games that has sort of the wacky Sims humor, but, like, the wacky Sims humor when you're playing The Sims, like, it doesn't really affect the gameplay, it's just mostly in the witty, like, product descriptions. So in this game, for it to, like, kind of affect the gameplay into it, it does make it feel a little bit disjointed. It's not so much, like, you're getting a little slice of the real world you can hang out in. It's more like you're getting the Sims version of the real world, which may or may not be drastically worse. But, I mean, hey, this was a little slice of gaming I was always curious about, and thanks to this I was able to check it out. But then I checked it out, was a little disgusted, and now this cat's got a scat.